Okay, step 4 was straightforward, though I can see a possible point of confusion because it's very clearly stated the intervals to make the test. So minus 30, looking at the breakfast time, then 30 minutes after breakfast time, then 60 minutes after breakfast time. But here it's an interesting caveat. 30 minutes and 60 minutes between, from the breakfast time, really leaves you practically about 15-20 minutes break, because when you write out the time, the clock, 10:30 in my case at this point, the next one is 11 o'clock and not an hour from 10:30, so it's not 11:30. And also the test takes time, somewhere between 7 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how focused somebody is. So in my case, I barely had 20 minutes, and then I have to start my next one, which was step number 4. So I started with the blood test, that was done. Then it's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blood tests I had to do, and I didn't wait any longer. As soon as it was done, I typed it in. I started doing the next one, because if they would have want a particular time to pass, they would have written it, but they didn't. So I don't think we need to wait anything. Just do the test right after one another. And now I have about 40 minutes left to do the next one, which is an hour added to the 11 o'clock, but as I said, the testing is taking time. That's it. Oh, and maybe some questions as far as how much to press down on the sensors. I don't make a point of pressing down on them hard, just putting my hand on, make sure it's firm, but I don't do any deliberate pressing. I don't think it's necessary, and actually it can be counterproductive. Alright, so the next test is done, which was 2 hours after meal. In my case, it's 12 o'clock. So let's see. Blood test is done, and it should be 7. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So concluding the 5th step in the calibration process, and I looked up when is it should be normal level. So started out fasting level was 6.1, so it's borderline okay, but it's on a higher level based on the AMU, but the blood test showed much higher, 7.8, and I'm not surprised because last night I ate a lot. So which one is more accurate? Put it this way, that's in a high end, however it's tolerable. Of course I'm working on to get that number down. Now if I finish my meal intake at 10 and 12 o'clock, my measurements are still 7.5, 7.9 and 8. That obviously shows, well, it's not quite obvious yet because it's kind of vague what I'm reading online. They say 2 to 3 hours. Alright, well, I would probably fail a test at this point, a medical test, and they would be very prompt to tell me, oh, you are diabetic, or at least one would say you are pre-diabetic. But in my case, I'm diabetic because I've been hospitalized recently. So I know my body is saturated with sugar. I don't take the common wording, which is insulin resistant, and now you are part of the journey that is just going to get progressively worse, but don't worry, we are going to manage it for you. No, thank you. I don't need that. I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to reverse it based on data because based on data I can make the adjustment, or fail to do it, but at least I know I failed. But failure is not an option in my case. So in any event, that concludes step number 5, and step number 6 is going to be the last one. Based upon my first experience, this one is going to be a short one, because I think the 31st or 32nd measurement, Emu just told me that was enough, though I have the option to continue. So I put it down on this sheet, additional measurements all the way to 40, though you can add as many as you want. This time I think I'm going to go for 40. The previous one I think I went to 35. So the more is better, but we'll cross this bridge when we get there 1 hour from now, or 38 minutes, because the testing does take time. Anyway, that's it for step number 5.